B.I.
Right now, too. You can play through Jonas.
Jonas from it. Brandon with contact. Oh, and the hammer!
When people ask you what happened here, tell them the North remembers.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, in case you've been living under a rock, Brandon Ingram is now a Raptor. Let's go. And I mean, aside from getting a poor man's Kevin Durant, because that's basically what he is, Brandon Ingram averages about 22 points per game, 6 rebounds and 5 assists. It's not too shabby at all, but he has been nursing an ankle injury since December. It's a long time without any play, so he's going to be a little rusty when he does come back. I expect him around the All-Star break, just after the All-Star break, and then he's going to have to get back into game shape, so that's going to take some time. But that being said, I feel like we got B.I. for the low. We traded Bruce Brown, Kelly Olynyk, a first-round pick, and a second-rounder for Brandon Ingram, who is definitely a second option on most teams in the league. Shout out to Masai again. My guy stays managing the hell out of these Raptors. Brandon Ingram is only 27 years old. And if his ankles can get better, or at least if he just uses those bulletproof joints that Steph Curry be wearing, he has yet to see his prime. The upside for this kid is insane. And yes, his contract is almost out, so people are saying he probably won't re-sign, but you don't know that. Brandon Ingram has been on record saying how much he likes Toronto by saying, I like Toronto.
What would you guys say is like the best cities or like spots?
Miami and LA. Toronto, New York, Toronto. It's a solid city. Great food.
Yeah, Toronto.
If you're asking me, I think this is one of the best trades the Raptors have ever pulled off. We'll have to wait and see what happens, but I mean, just on paper, now we got Scotty Barnes, we got Brandon Ingram, we got Jakob Poeltl, we got Grady Richard.
Out on the perimeter. He'll take the mid-range this time.
That's a nice shot by Grady Richard. That's a nice shot by Grady Richard.
And we got my boy RJ Maple Mamba Barrett. I mean, come on! Yo, our starting lineup is looking young, healthy, and prime for the next season. Yo, I don't know about you, but I'm excited for these new Raptors. I really should have locked in on some season tickets this year because next year, them things about to go up. And I mean, let's say worst case scenario for all you pessimists watching my video. Let's say Brandon Ingram decides to up and leave. That's $36 million that we have to go buy somebody else. We didn't lose much. Kelly Olynyk, I mean, I like you. He's a Canadian, but he wasn't doing that much for us. He's a vet. He's on his way out of the league. Let's be real. And Bruce Brown, yeah, he's a good role player, but if you have to ask me, you want to hold on to these guys or trade for a second option on most, if not every team in the NBA, bro, I'm pulling that trigger 100% of the time. And y'all remember how I called him the poor man's Kevin Durant? I mean, he has a healthy mid-range, shoots the three efficiently, long, athletic. He doesn't have a lot of girth.
Pause.
But because of his length, he's able to block shots. He's able to block passing lanes, make all these deflections. He's solid on defense as well. I mean, this is an up and up for the Toronto Raptors. And yo, take this in. This trade deadline, we saw 63 players moved. That's the most in NBA history. No wonder it felt like a lot of people were switching sides. This is why you gotta trust your intuition. Now, I know players don't like to stay in Toronto because of the tax, and I completely understand. I mean, if you had a choice between one team or another, and one team is gonna tax you for half of your money, and the other team is gonna only tax you for 25% of the money, you're gonna take the 25% every time. And that's what's stopping a lot of players from staying in Toronto or even wanting to come here. But a guy can hope, right? Maybe Brandon Ingram has a change of heart. Maybe he's not that attached to all his millions. You never know. So I'm going to say to you pessimists out there, let's wait and see. He might resign, and if he doesn't, that's $36 million off our books that we can use to acquire another acquisition. You feel me? I'm excited for our starting lineup. We are going to do some damage on the East. I'm telling you that from now. And we just acquired Kyle Anderson from the Warriors to add to our bench. Wait. Oh, we don't get Kyle Anderson anymore? Okay. Scratch that. We're not getting Kyle Anderson anymore. I mean, slow-mo would have been nice. It is what it is. But since we're on the topic, one thing that people aren't talking about in that Jimmy Butler trade is that, the Warriors forked over a lot. Basically married a girl that likes to cheat. Jimmy Butler has forced his way out of every contract since... And now the Warriors are paying $121 million for that man? I don't know. I mean, playoff Jimmy was... bonkers. Talking Goku, Kamehameha, Super Saiyan.
The next episode of Dragon Ball Z. Because we done see it.
So if you get even a glimmer of that type of Jimmy, the Warriors are back to being contenders. He's been riddled with injuries, and he hasn't been playing that well because his attitude has been kind of garbage. And on top of that, I mean, the Warriors gave up Andrew Wiggins and Schroeder. Now, Schroeder, if you're listening to this, please, you want to come back to Toronto, man? I liked Schroeder, man. I liked him a lot. I was sad we gave him up. But Andrew Wiggins, solid defender. He's not as good as Jimmy Butler on offense, obviously, but he's still incredible on offense, and he's a better defender. And he's younger. Yeah, I don't know. Not quite sure how I feel about that trade, but time will tell. Steph Curry definitely needs a lot of help. He's getting triple teamed every single night, and his shooting percentage is suffering because of it. I should know. I'm a fantasy owner. The Raptors are getting a lot better really quickly, and I am excited, man. Masai pushed the button at the perfect time, and this rebuild is happening faster than I expected. But what do y'all think? Let me know in the comments below. Y'all think the Raptors made a good move? You think the Warriors made a good move with Jimmy Butler? Let me know in the comments below. Please like and subscribe. And if you don't like BI, you don't know what the hell you're talking about. Until next time.